old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. It is surrounded by a matrix of metal tubes and wooden planks jut out at odd angles. A miserable tarpaulin covers up the horse and rider, flapping in the cold coastal air. There are no lights that spell out your name. No workers with calloused hands leering from above. Just construction. There's not an ounce of artistry here. That son of a bitch scammed you, probably to make fun of you. This is not what that personal brand strategist of yours promised. No one even knows that you're paying for this. The old king looks defiantly. Seems to be locked. Conclusive.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller?
There's a mean little light in its eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of...
Oh my God, you've been played.
Don't worry, Harry. He does. At least I think he does.
You wanted us to relay all this information to her.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that. You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck. No, Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real. Harry. I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this. I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbour. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so... Harry, I bunked her cabin. I bugged her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap, but my boys advised against it.
They must have done it while Joyce was busy questioning the locals.
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me. Hell no! They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys.
Where are these boys?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi. Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself. She's not insane. What did she tell you? No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real soup. I can see that, Harry. Alcohol has left its marks, but you're doing better than when I first saw you. Rich man is shitting himself. The working class sober. Against you? Oh, Harry, I'd like to think I used it for you. Of course she did. Rich people have the best stories about all the interesting things they've done and seen. What was always going to happen. We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says the only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire. That it will, Harry, that it will. As to the bad taste, please, you're not a Somalia. You knew something big, and you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been... It's better than money, it's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesman. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history. Right on, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of...
You know what, Detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of...
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times. Now, there's a whole lot of work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's get to it. What can I help?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
That's teen speak for no. She couldn't be more unbothered by...
Excuse us. My partner here of course knows that net worth is not legal tender.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay? Kuno does...
Behind you see 2, maybe 3 bushes, grown into a single thicket. Over. Behind the door, you see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket. Over a cliff, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with. Someone hid the key in the bush and attached a yellow ribbon to make it close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Huh?
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think...
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving.
I'm gonna enjoy the sun.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun.
I'm tired of listening to your shit. Off yourself. Make it up to me, cop. I still got my money on that. Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
It could open the door in the kitchen. The blue door. It says workshop spare.
It's worth a try.
Your secret root theory? You're grasping for straws, cop man. Why'd she put it back? A little wisdom from old Titus. Not everything is connected to one thing. Key.
Does Kuno care?
What's going on is an ungovernable youth on your crime scene, throwing around incendiary language, trying to push your buttons.
Fuck no!
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
You see a heavy steel door with, it could be connected to the bar. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it. After all, the darkness before you smells like over there, in the corner. Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit, a phrase almost synonymous with the Insulindian pinball scene. Any pinball scene.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats, a classic. A little. Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin-operated. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, the theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats, and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls, areas around the playfield represents Gordy's climb. Play indeed. Think of them as balls. It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play. Go, go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was. The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when an avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every. He also hit his wife and kids, other people's kids too. Sometimes.
But you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of. Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. An ampoule? The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel and.
Congratulations. This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and this can be navigated. The balls leave almost. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless. You're in a perfectly balanced system where neither you nor the pal is able to get the upper hand.
I am. I've seen it before. Played it too. You will eventually make a mistake and then it's all over.
With automation-like precision, you keep the final goat ball in play, reacting to the tiniest stimuli. Gordy ball is lit.
Huh?
A panel opens up at the top of the playfield, and a new ball charges downhill. It's so violent is its descent, it immediately knocks the last goat into the abyss. Then, high score, announce the speakers, and the whole machine lights up. Then, the flippers retract, leaving a perfect opening for the Gordy ball to.
That's amazing. You didn't just win. No one I know has ever beaten Gordy's goats. That is a monumental achievement, Detective. Congratulations, Your Highness. That was really impressive. The machine needs a good service before anyone else can even attempt it again. Yes, good times.
Once again, the machine becomes... All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and play. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment.
Some kind of inane pinball theme, probably related to...
Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era. On the Mawindi, the lieutenant grimaces looking at the machines. This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowed. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88. There are large rectangular buttons, Monter, Descente. A small steel plaque reads, Halter 800. Halter is a Koningsteiner lift company who went out of business a long time ago.
That it does. I say, let's brave it. No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century. If some form of time travel becomes possible in the future, I doubt its inventors will use it to repair elevators in Martinez. Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that, it's pretty quaint.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new. 3 weeks maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have... This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place. It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, leading to the roof, from where you... This prince, officer, could be the prince of our killer.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Soul could be... One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logo. Shoe size is 41 to 42. Maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately,
between that and that. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me, or some kind of...
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the... This is the inside of the barred door you've seen before.
Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting to step out on the roof. We could ask class.
Folded M dimension, a reference to the popular science fiction series, In System.
Hello, officer. What brings you up? Oh,
Did you take the document?
no, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to—
She doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance.
They couldn't know where I put it. I'm absolutely sure I was not followed. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away.
Hey, was there something you...
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. Hi. So what brings you here? Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer? Convenient. But what are you doing here? Talking to me? Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think nothing. That I didn't see anything. Why shouldn't he? What friend? No, I don't think it came up. Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types. Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece. Just reporting back whatever I was telling him. Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. Sure. Anything else on your mind? You did? And how did you like him? I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme, to his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still. Or is it just money? I don't know. Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time. That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess. It is. On Sundays. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean. What about me, gendarme? Bye-bye, gendarme. Hi again, gendarme.
Could he be a member of the homosexual underground? Just pointing it out. We're not talking about some kind of cult with members here.
The homosexual underground? Why, yes I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate? Oh, it's a pleasure group. A Sabrosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday night. Sometimes even Friday night. Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life. Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning. The last things people in Rebishol have to hold on to. The true symbols of security. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore. Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature. Very esoteric. Ah, but for the better part of history, it has been illegal. No. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual in the past. Maybe all of that has been repressed. I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here look. Absolutely wonderful.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day. It won't be 20 hours unless you want to enter the heightened realms of the phantasme érotique afterwards.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
The Coppernado is back. What do you want? Yeah? What? Anything else you want?
Starting from the in the exactly. But none of this is
Tequila sunset. No one does it better than me, eh? I was able to get it all together. Listen, I can feel it in my guts. A bright future awaits you. The one and only Tequila sunset. You're already... Of course not. Your trademark will be all over it as soon as the workers can get to it. I guarantee the papers will pick it up once it's all finished. With photos and everything. You'll be the top...
Hey, your new personal brand strategist still hasn't laid. The strike might take forever. Maybe you should just cut your losses while you can.
It isn't that easy, but I'm working on it. I really am. What would you like them to say? Very nice. You could be your own PR agent, Tequila. Don't spend a single brain cell worrying about it. Just leave it all to me. Anything else? Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head.
It is. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate this. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You rev the time hath. So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath. The time hath come for Tequila sunset, the end of all things. Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
The muscles in your right leg tense up.
We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though.
In this way, you and your motor carriage.
Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally... We asked about the whole Tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. Yeah, I agree. Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about how they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left.
Wow.
Yeah. I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud.
If you only knew.
You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real.
No one's fucked me. I do the
Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big... You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over. I didn't agree with you, by the way. The spectral hand of the market makes sure everyone gets exactly what... You said being a cop was real boring and that there was no reason to talk about it. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller.
Is what you almost say, but the words choke in your throat. Do you really want to miss out on all this good stuff? Perhaps it's significant. There might be interesting details, fresh experience.
What? Jeez. I told you I wasn't...
Yes, what is it?
the mother of humanisms.